There are moments in football where the lights feel brighter, the air feels heavier, and the entire weight of the opportunity rests on the shoulders of one man. For Shedeur Sanders, that moment arrived in his very first preseason game with the Cleveland Browns, and in front of a crowd hungry for something to believe in, he delivered a performance that could only be described as confident, composed, and full of promise. The scoreboard read 30-10 in favor of the Browns over the Carolina Panthers, but this was not just a win on paper. This was the kind of debut that makes fans lean forward, analysts take notes, and coaches quietly weigh their options. Yet, in the midst of all this excitement, head coach Kevin Stefanski stood at the podium after the game and chose his words very carefully. While many expected him to shower his rookie quarterback with praise and perhaps hint at a climb up the depth chart, Stefanski kept his focus firmly on what he calls evaluation mode, refusing to openly declare what Sanders' performance means for the team's quarterback competition. The circumstances leading to Sanders' debut were far from ordinary. Coming into this preseason matchup, Sanders was listed as the fourth-string quarterback. On most rosters, the fourth quarterback barely sees the field, let alone starts a game, but this night was different. The team's 40-year-old veteran and projected starter, Joe Flacco, was held out of action entirely. Second-string quarterback Kenny Pickett and third-string Dylan Gabriel were both sidelined due to hamstring injuries. That meant the rookie from Colorado would be given the wheel for most of the evening. It was not just a chance to play. It was a rare golden door opening in a league where opportunities at quarterback are scarce and unforgiving. And Sanders, instead of being rattled by the sudden responsibility, walked through that door as if he belonged there all along. Over the course of the game, Sanders took command of 10 of Cleveland's 13 offensive drives. He completed 14 of his 23 pass attempts, accumulating 138 yards through the air and finding the end zone twice. He was sacked only twice, avoided throwing a single interception, and ended the night with an impressive passer rating of 106.8. These are not the kind of numbers you expect from a rookie playing behind a makeshift lineup in his first taste of NFL action. Instead, these are the stats of a quarterback who seems to understand the rhythm of the game, who can adapt under pressure, and who refuses to let the moment overwhelm him. On the sideline, you could see his composure. Every snap seemed measured, every decision made with a level of patience that is rare for a player so new to the league. His ball placement was sharp, his reads were decisive, and even when the pocket collapsed, he found ways to escape trouble without forcing reckless throws. It was the type of performance that sparks conversations in locker rooms, in meeting rooms, and even in fan bars across Cleveland. Could this kid be more than just a developmental project? Could he actually be a real contender for a more significant role? After the game, Stefanski described the reps Sanders received as invaluable, a word that carries weight in the context of NFL player development. He also hinted that the young quarterback would have a big role again in the Browns' preseason Week 2 game against the Philadelphia Eagles, saying that Sanders would get a ton of reps next week as well, framing it as part of the organization's plan to grow their young talent. That statement alone was enough to fuel speculation, but the coach remained deliberately guarded when it came to addressing the quarterback depth chart. The message was clear. Development is the priority, not headlines or depth chart drama. And yet in football, every rep, every throw, every drive matters. While Stefanski may be keeping his cards close to the vest, the reality is that Sanders has already put something on film that the entire league can see. Coaches often say the tape doesn't lie, and Sanders' tape from this game shows a quarterback who looked ready, capable, and hungry for more. In a crowded quarterback room, those qualities can be the difference between staying buried on the depth chart and suddenly getting a real shot when opportunity knocks again. Still, nothing in the NFL is guaranteed. The road from a promising preseason debut to a stable role as a starting quarterback is long, and it is paved with competition, setbacks, and the constant need to prove yourself. Sanders may have taken his first step in that journey, but he will need to back it up with consistency in the games ahead. As the Browns prepare to face Philadelphia in their next preseason contest, all eyes will be on whether Sanders can replicate, or even improve upon, what he showed in his first outing. The pressure will be just as high. What happens when a young NFL rookie, determined to carve his own path, finally stops keeping his legendary father at arm's length? When quiet gestures speak louder than any touchdown celebration, and a playful family rivalry turns into a heartwarming reminder that blood runs deeper than any game? Today we dive into the surprising turn in the story of Shedeur Sanders and Coach Prime, a twist that no one saw coming, but everyone felt. Shedeur Sanders' preseason debut on August 8th had all the makings of a perfect rookie moment. His very first NFL snaps, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a proud Deion Sanders tweeting from home. It was the stuff dreams are made of. But instead of soaking in the glory, Shaduer walked up to the sideline mic and dropped a line that froze fans in their tracks. "Sorry, Pops." Why the apology? In his own mind, the job wasn't done. He had missed a few reads, left some throws out there, and felt he didn't fully do what I was supposed to do. So, that's the mark of a perfectionist quarterback, always seeing the room for improvement, even in a big moment. Just one day later, something shifted. On August 9th, Coach Prime turned 58. Shaduer didn't just send a casual text or let the day slip by. He made sure to be the very first to reach out. That mattered, not just to his father, but to the story between them. It wasn't some tearful reunion or a made-for-TV moment, but it was the crack in the door that fans had been waiting to see. After months of keeping his dad at a distance, Shaduer allowed a little warmth to slip through. Not enough to derail his training camp focus, but enough to show the bond was still alive, still real, and still important. It all started months earlier. The kind of family storyline the tabloids love. A rookie quarterback moving from Boulder to Cleveland, telling his famous father not to show up at camp. No quick sideline handshake, no proud smile for the cameras. Shaduer wasn't trying to be cold. He was setting boundaries. NFL training camp, he explained, wasn't the place for Coach Prime's celebrity presence. Too many cameras, too much attention, too much noise. "It's a gift and a curse at the same time," he told reporters, making it clear he wanted the focus to be on his game, not on the Sanders family brand. The timing made that choice sting even more. Deion Sanders was still recovering from serious health battles, surgeries for blood clots, and circulation problems that had kept him in and out of hospitals. Through much of that fight, Shaduer wasn't by his side. No rushed visits, no public shows of support. From the outside, it looked like distance. In reality, it was 2 separate journeys running in parallel. A father fighting for his health, a son fighting for his NFL dream. For Shaduer, this wasn't about ignoring his dad. It was about finding the right moment, a moment he could earn. His debut would have been a circus, if Deion had been there in person. But once those first NFL snaps were behind him, and once rookie first look was no longer stamped next to his name, Shaduer could loosen the guardrails a bit. He could be the son again, not just the quarterback proving he was more than his last name. And then came the twist, the playful jab that turned into a subtle statement. Deion Sanders, in an Instagram video, was talking about his birthday celebrations. His youngest child, Shedeur Sanders, thought she had nailed it. She posted confidently, "I was the first to text you today, too," certain she had claimed the crown of first wisher. 16 hours later, she was still basking in that victory, but then Coach Prime himself dropped the truth. Tagging her directly, he revealed, "No, Shedeur Sanders actually called me this morning early and said, 'Happy birthday, Dad.'" Just like that, Shalomi's victory crown slipped away. In the Playful Family Scoreboard, birthday edition, Big Brother 1, Little Sister 0. It wasn't just a birthday joke. It was the quiet reminder that while Shaduer had been keeping his father at a professional distance, when the moment was right, he made the first move. No cameras, no staged reunion. Just an early call before anyone else, the kind of small private action that speaks volumes. And with that, the so-called false reality was shattered, replaced by a simple truth. The bond between father and son was never broken, just waiting for its moment to shine again.